My name is Diaz, and I'm a consultant with the Advisory Services Department of the Taproot Foundation. And the Taproot Foundation is the nation's leader in pro bono service. Our mission is to engage business professionals in pro bono service that inspires and affects social change. Advocacy is important to the nonprofit sector at large because it's very important for us to really keep in mind that the nonprofit sector isn't responsible for solving society's problems. We're a part of the solution, but we're not everything. And advocacy is a way to really engage other people who can also affect the same change that we're trying to achieve in our mission and in our work. And so without that, we really are operating in a vacuum, and we're not really going to see the kind of change we want to affect. Nonprofit partnerships with corporations are incredibly important. I think the primary reason is because, again, as nonprofit organizations, there's a lot riding on our shoulders. And it's very important that we work with corporations in our communities to form more of an ecosystem that really works towards trying to solve some of the challenges that are facing our communities. As nonprofit organizations too, we're really good at looking at social ills and saying, there's something wrong here. The status quo is not okay. We need to change this. But we're not so good at looking at our own organizations and operationally saying, wow, this piece of my office is a mess, or the way that we do this sort of business process is really kind of a disaster, and saying we need to change something. It's hard to use that lens that we use on the outside world internally, and working with corporations is a great way to get some of that support to provide an outside perspective and a lens on how we can do our own business, how we can run our business better. I think one of the things that government can really do and legislators can really do to support nonprofits and corporations in their partnerships together is to really encourage at a very high level volunteerism, and to encourage that ethic of what I do here affects people over here as well. That's a very broad sort of perspective on it, and I think there are a number of economic and just sort of political policies that can be put in place in order to achieve those different things. But ultimately, if an expectation is set throughout the state that everyone is in it together and everyone needs to participate in solving some of society's challenges, that just sets a better tone for everyone. Nonprofits can really use corporations in a variety of ways, and I should say work together with corporations in a variety of ways. One of those ways is, of course, pro bono service, which is the thing that I'm most excited about. And if nonprofits can tap into, say, the PR departments at large corporations to help them not only craft their messaging in a way that's going to really resonate and have an effect on a general audience, but to also put together some press releases, to put together some pieces that can really describe the story of the organization and the story of the challenge that they're trying to affect, that can make its way to legislation in a way that just isn't going to be possible if only nonprofits are trying to do this on their own. So that partnership is absolutely essential.